I am going to demonstrate how I made this. All right, so I'm going to show some quick arrangements throughout the days and weeks on basically, I'm going to call them no cut arrangements. So I'm just going to take them out of the package and start using them. I like the idea of no cut arrangements because even though I've been a florist for 20 years, um, I don't like to use tools anymore. I don't like the exposed wire. From when you cut it, you expose the wire. And so I'm definitely aiming for no cut arrangements, which is why in the last video I showed how great this was because it came on a stem and all I had to do was plop it in and it is just so pretty. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for things that I don't have to cut that I can use as is. And I'm just going to show different ways of using them, including different vases. Not everybody loves these sort of modern geometric shapes. And so I've got some plainer vases in there and I will demonstrate how to use them, how I use them without foam, tricks I use, and without cutting. So I am going to demonstrate how I made that piece. Hopefully it's going to look just like it. Um, Now, Anthurium that is artificial looks a heck of a lot like Anthurium that is real because Anthurium has a very plasticky feel and look to the stem, and it has a very waxy feel and look. And so there's not a whole lot of difference between the fake stuff and the real stuff, which is great. I love that. So let's see here. So I believe I'm going to start with straightening these out so that you can see how to bend and straighten. So I'm just pulling taut all the way down. It's a very thin wire. It should just straighten out pretty easily. Love these thin, skinny wires. The very big and realistic branch-like stems are very hard to do this kind of stuff with. So I love these. And I'm going to straighten them because having them pre-bent while I make this arrangement kind of feels like cheating. So these are all straight now. And this was a bunch of 10, but this was under 30 and not under 20. The peonies were under 20, but these were under 30. Okay, just kind of like in real life, Anthurium can be a little pricey considering what you get. So when I did the bud base, I believe I had the peony going in the big slot and I had it backed with the leaf. And that was a cute little bud base. So I'm going to do something very similar. I'm just going to flip it to the other side because now I'm going to put a few stems of Anthurium. So I want the Anthurium to have the bigger slot, the bigger hole. So I'm going to start with one. Two. You know, just like real Anthurium, some are come a little soft, and you know that they're probably gonna not last that long when they come a little soft. So just like real Anthurium, some of these have the wobbly, softer faces. Some are a little bit more direct. So I like him. I put him in there, and I'm just gonna start with sticking it in, and then we'll go from there. So I have my three. Now I'm gonna slide the first one down a bit. And if it starts to slide all the way down and kind of leaving the frame of the thing, you can just bend it a little bit against the edge of the base. I'm going to do that with this one too. Just a little. You don't want to press too hard on the edge of the base. You'll make a complete left turn. So I'm going to try to recreate what I had kind of at the beginning. I'm going to pull this one out. This is the one that I kind of want to do. I kind of want to follow the line of this base and create more of an arch. And I'm going to be able to do that more easily out of the face. So again, it's just a slight bend with your fingers. You definitely don't want to bend like this, because that's your left turn. And you don't want that. I mean, maybe you do. I don't judge. Okay. So now, got the soft little arch. I don't want it to go too droopy. I don't want it to be sad. And can I see all three of them? Yeah, but I wanted to see that guy a little bit on his stem. And it a little more. Fingers crossed. I think that's how I had it. It wants to go wonky. So what I'm going to do, take that little bit of foliage that I had back in the peony in the beginning, and I'm going to back everything with it. So I pulled it from behind the peony and I stuck it behind all three of them. And there you have no movement there. So that's the back. I'm just shoving that extra little stem of foliage in to kind of brace everybody. So there you have it. More no-cut arrangements to come. Plastic bags. Why, you say? Okay, in the quest for a no-cut arrangement, if you have a more basic, again, I don't have any glass, so the most cylindrical vase that I have was this lovely birthday gift from my friend Holly Ann. And so the very modern shaped vase, this guy right here, had a very narrow hole. It was so easy to stick it in and get big bang for your buck, big look, good stuff. But if you don't have a vase like that, if your vase is more cylindrical but not clear, okay, this only works for an opaque vase, and I'll show you why. Okay, if I were to just drop it in there, it is just gonna twist and turn in the wind, okay? But if I can get it to stand upright, it's gonna look really pretty. So how do you do that if you don't want to cut things? Like you could put foam in, but if you're looking for just no foam so that you don't have to cut it to place it in there, because no foam is going to come really in this shape. So a totally no cut arrangement, we wouldn't even want to cut the foam, right? So this is what I would do. How about you? But I always have a surplus of grocery bags. And build yourself a little holder upper. What would you call that? A holder upper. You just stuff them in until now your peonies are upright. So depending on where you place this the peony stem is at the front of this vase. So if I were to place it up against the wall, no one is going to see the mechanics of what I've just done. Now, if you want to place it in the dead center of something, you are going to probably need to cover the mechanics. So again, little pebbles or moss, super easy. This is artificial moss that I can't even open the bag for. Okay, and I'm just going to take a piece, make a mess, and put it right there on top of those extra grocery bags. Kind of still wants to tilt a little. You're going to use weight and a little bit of gravity. You're going to bend those guys. Okay, I bent them a tad. Bring weight over to this side. To that. They're now no longer falling that way. Keep hiding behind the arrangements. It's delightful. All right, there's another one. No cut arrangement.